Aloha, welcome back to our garden. Welcome. So we're in that funny crossover part of the season where the weather doesn't know what it wants to do. So just about 10 minutes before I picked up this camera, I had my lunch ready to eat. However, the rain stopped and the sun is now shining. So I thought, let me just come out here very quickly. Otherwise, I don't know if I'll be able to film today. So I'll take you around the garden. You might see the shots having different lighting. Please bear with us. Spring is springing. The rain is pouring, the sun is shining, the plants are loving it, and we've got a lot of changes in the garden as well. So let me take you along. Come on. I was going to go in and make myself a coffee, but I might do this part of the garden and then later on I will go in for the coffee. So here we are, a LA garden. This is the herb, this is the currants, this is the medicinal plants garden. It's also got some fruits bushes, as you can see, and it's thriving. It's absolutely thriving. So let me show you around. So first of all, the buddleia is looking beautiful, still growing. The new growth is thriving, and I'm sure we're going to get a much bigger and bushier plant this year. I need to research if it's worth me removing the seed heads or the flower heads from last year. I think it might be worth me doing that, so definitely will do that. We don't have any residents in the actual animal insect house, the bug hotel. We don't have any residents in there just yet, but we have some spiders around it. I'm not going to remove their webs just yet. I'll just give them some time to situate themselves, and when they get too big for my liking, I will not eradicate is too strong of a word. I will transfer them to a different part of the garden with my hands on my foot. Yes, we'll see what happens to them. The yarrow is bushing out. I still haven't researched. I know what I can do with it, but I want to do more than just steeping it for tea or making tinctures. But it feels as lovely as ever. No sign of flowers yet, but very bushy, very beautiful. I love just feeling it. Oh my goodness, it's so soft. They feel like carrot tops, if you've ever felt the tops of carrot greens. Okay, let me stop. Let's move on. So we have the gooseberries, and as you can already see, last week I showed you some flowers, but we actually have some fruit setting. Or they've already set, but they're actually filling out. Let's see if I can find a better one. What I realized is that they tend to hide at the back of the plants. Okay, but you can see it just there. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to destroy the plants. Yeah, you see all back there. I've got the fruits. My goodness, I just had to swallow my saliva because I can just imagine how they'll taste. They're going to be so nice. I believe we've got the red and the green varieties, and later on in the season I'll come and separate the plants as well, but for now I'll leave them be. The currants bushes did the same thing when I first had them. They were kind of sprawled everywhere. Then I not trellis really, but I secured them with bamboo canes, and then the plants learnt to grow straight. That's why they're all upright and straight and growing beautifully for me. Oh, I had to take a breath there. I was just before this I was cooking. Like I said, I was just about to sit down to eat, and I saw the sun. I thought, yes, opportunity, come out. So here I am. Let's go to the currant bushes next. So as you can see, they are also filling up. I might give these a water next week because I hear there's not going to be as much rain, but for now they are doing beautifully. The weather is working for them and working with them. You can see all these flowers. They come out a bit later and they don't look as bright as you would imagine flowers to be. They just look green, right? However, the animals, I think it's the ants that's pollinating them, and some bees maybe, I'm not sure, and the flies as well, but they have been pollinated. And I just, usually you imagine flowers to be either bright pink, yellow, you know, white, but no, they look green, and yet they're being pollinated beautifully. So I'm really excited to get lots of fruits from them. They definitely need pruning this year though, because as you can see, this one here is very, very bushy. I might need to turn the plants around as well, just to give them some more airflow. But yeah, it's very, very bushy in the middle, so I'll prune them this winter. These ones out here are fine. They've got leaves, but you can see the center's quite free. And the black currants, as always, is behind its sisters, but it's still going to give lots of fruit. I mean, last year we had so many black currants. I did not expect how many we actually had in the end. So I have good hopes. I have high hopes for this plant this year. I'm excited. I can't wait for smoothies and pies, and oh, so excited. I'll be doing a lot more fresh eating this year as well. And if you look in the description box, I'll put the link to the Instagram and my TikTok as well, so you can go and have a look when I post the recipes. For now on YouTube, I just want to upload the weekly garden tours, and then later on I can incorporate more videos about slow living, the lifestyle I live, the way I manage the garden, etc, etc. But for now, garden tours. That's what my time can afford me, so that's what I'll do. So moving on to the blueberries. Look at how beautiful they are. The flowers are opening up as well. These are what turn into blueberries later on in the season, and we have so many everywhere. So many everywhere. I mean, look here. That's from the other plant actually. And then this is from here. So we're definitely not going to be short of blueberries this year. I don't want to be buying any kind of berry from the garden or the shop this year. I might supplement, but the majority I want to be fresh eaten from the garden. And this year I believe that I'll have more than enough blueberries to do that. This plant is bushing out as well. This plant, I told you guys, I'm gonna have to give it hope. Pray into it, because it's growing beautifully. All this dead wood, I will most likely remove it, but I just want to see the capability of the plants before I remove them, because they yeah, I just want to leave it alone. I have a tendency to baby the plants because I'm out here all the time. I usually come out here at least 4 or 5 times a day. So during my breaks at work, I will just come out for 5 minutes. Sometimes I don't even come into the garden. I just open the door and then I just have a look. I scan around, smile, and just enjoy the serenity. Then I go back in. I love being here. I mean, why would you not? Being surrounded by all this green, all this beauty. One of my favorite places to be. One of my favorite places to be. I love it. Let's get back to this garden tour because the sun has disappeared again. The clouds are rolling in and I want to get this done today. So let's do it. Okay, so back to business. The lavender, like I said last week, is definitely not going to do anything. Oh, look at that sun. Yes. The lavender, I don't have any hopes for it, but it's okay. It's tried for me. I didn't try for it, but it's tried for me. No, I did try for it. I've had it for years, so it's fine. The strawberry, the mother, big mama, look at her. She is producing, guys. Look at this. These are strawberries. I am so excited. Look, she's producing fruits. How beautiful is that? I'm so happy. Her babies are also producing. I saw these. Look, this one is... Look at that. How gorgeous is that? I am so excited. So happy with them. I'm definitely going to have a bigger strawberry harvest this year. And I've put them into these pots. I transplanted these at the start of the season because I wanted them to spread their roots some more. These are all strawberries looking to come out and feed us. So happy. And I have a third one of those pots with the chard that I overwintered in there. So what my plan is this year, I'll get some more cuttings, some more runners from the mother, and then I will create another pot, hopefully with 3 plants. So then I'll have 6, 7, 8, 9 plants all together. So excited for that. That'll give us enough strawberries for next year. I mean, I always want more. I wish I had all these planters full of strawberries, but for now, just taking my time because I don't know what the future holds. So I'll wait until I know what the future holds, and then I can start expanding the container garden. So for now, we will have 9 this season, maybe 10, 11, 12, we'll see, because we have smaller pots we can put them into. And now for the figs. You see, last week they barely had any leaves on them, but this week, look, the leaves are out and they are going to grow beautifully. I know they are. Don't know if we'll get any fruits from them. The actual propagation, the actual part of the plant I propagated, that is at least 5-6 years old. So in theory, once these get thick enough, they should produce figs. However, we'll see. It's an experiment. We'll see. The buddleia, I actually broke a little bit off it the other day. Threw it in here. I was just touching it. I was feeling it up, and then it broke in my hand. But if it broke that easily, then it needs to go anyway. So yeah, there we go. I've put it in here with the dandelions that I will harvest. How pretty is that? It's so gorgeous. And onto the herbs. The oregano has filled out. Do you remember this last week? It was filling out, and look at it now. It looks so bushy, so beautiful. I still haven't researched what to do with it. I will definitely this week. It's been a bit of a busy week for me, but it is well, because at the end of the day, that's life. Life is busy. I wish I had every day to garden, and when the warmer months come, I will. But for now, I'm transitioning just like the seasons are. So I'm happy with where I am. Very happy. I'm very happy that we have lots of growth. I will harvest this though, because I want them to grow even more. So I'll just give them another week or so, harvest them, and then let them grow even more. They become bigger and bushier. The parsley is still going strong. 3rd year, loving life. I will harvest these as well, because I do want to grow more parsley. So I will harvest them and sprinkle some more seeds in here. The thyme, you know, it was doing its thing in winter. You know, it was all brown at the bottom. But look at these leaves. They look fresh and green and vibrant. So I'm not too worried about the thyme anymore. And I'm not too worried about the rosemary either, because these are fresh leaves and they look happy. So I might change the soil at the end of the season, but for now I'll just leave them to see what they do, because they're growing. So why disturb them? If it ain't wrong, don't fix it. Got the sage as well. Also looking abundance. This is definitely for sage and onion stuffing. Oh, these leaves are just, they feel so fuzzy and soft. Okay. Oh, they feel so nice. I nearly fell over there. I lost my footing on the edge, on this edge here. But I'm back on my feet. Wow, they feel so good. So good. And the mint, I already harvested some for tea, but it's also filling up the pots. All this new growth, like I showed you last week, is still there, it's thriving. I always come and pull these little bits off. I should really cut them off in the winter, but I always seem to forget, because like I said, I don't live here in the winter. I don't come out in the winter at all. I do nothing in the winter in the garden. So yeah, I just leave everything, and then spring comes out when the sun is out and I'm also out, and everything gets done. So that is this side of the garden. Thriving, beautiful. These changes happen gradually. So this side of the garden with all the herbs and all the currants and the strawberries, there are some changes that happen on a week by week basis, definitely. Sometimes when you're looking at plants every day, you don't really see the big things that have happened. However, the reason why I wanted to do weekly vlogs is because you can actually see a bit of a difference week by week. Month by month, definitely, but week by week you can still see a difference. For example, the gooseberries, they're now filling out, you know, they're becoming juicy and actually, yeah, growing and becoming fruits for us to enjoy. The blueberries, more flowers have opened as well. The sage and thyme, all the herbs that I thought were. So yeah, I'll leave that side of the garden for now. So everything is growing as expected. Oh, I can see a little bee. So beautiful. This is what I do. Even as I'm talking to you, I am in my own world, just looking at the leaves, looking at the plants, seeing what they're doing. And I can't wait. The weather is nice and warm. The sun feels so warm on my skin. I can't wait to be able to sit out here and have some coffee, have some tea, and just relax with the birds, the sky, the plants, everything. And that wind. This is life. Honestly, this is a life. Thank God. I'm blessed to be living this life. So blessed. Okay, let's continue the talk. So these pots are still empty, save for the one with the chard, which I don't know if I should leave it to go to seed. Maybe I can save seed from it. That is such a good idea that I've only just thought about, actually, because this is definitely bolted, so it won't give us any chard. It will just go to seed. So I'll leave that to go to seed and save seed from it, because I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I've mentioned it on Instagram and TikTok, but I am looking to plant a lot of my seeds that I've got, because a lot of them didn't germinate for this season. So I'm just wondering how many will actually germinate in the next seasons to come. So I had this big, it wasn't really like a panic, it was a big light bulb moment of, oh, just sow what you can, or sow everything. That was the initial thought, sow everything. And then whatever doesn't come up, you just throw them away, or sell the rest that I sow. Like if I sow too many, I can sell some. However, when I opened the pack of cucumber seeds, and there were at least, I'll say 30, and then I just sowed everything, and I said to myself, this is not sustainable. Because what if I end up with thousands of plants? I don't have the pots for them, I don't have the compost for them. So I decided not to sow everything. I sowed the cucumbers or the cucurbits because they've grown for me, and I can also give some away. However, the peppers and tomatoes, where I have packets with 50 seeds in them, I cannot sow everything because they definitely need individual pots to grow properly, and I don't have that. I can leave some cucumbers in the back to just sprawl, but where I need the pots for other things, I can't dedicate them to thousands, it would be, of peppers and tomatoes that I just don't have the space for. And peppers and tomatoes are genuinely good at germinating, so even if I leave them until next year, they might germinate for me, so I don't need to force myself to grow everything. But this chard I'll save the seeds from, because my plan this winter is to have chard in the garden because they've done so well. I'll show you the ones from last winter, then you'll see what I mean. They've done so well, and they're still going, and they're getting bigger. I don't even want to remove them from the pots because they're growing so big. They're flourishing, actually. They're really flourishing. Let me show you them now. So this is what I mean by the chard is flourishing. I mean, look at these. Look at these leaves, guys. Just look at them. And there's more growing from the middle. So they are definitely flourishing. Even the yellow one, which I didn't think would. But now it is also flourishing. All of them are growing. Even the white one from last week is producing more new leaves. So I'm definitely going to be planting more chard this year for the winter. Some broccoli as well, lots of kale. This year is going to be my greens season. Last year was peppers and tomatoes, mainly peppers actually, but this year is going to be greens, because we use so many greens in all our cooking that it makes sense for me to grow what we eat. If you're starting a garden, grow what you eat, because that is the whole point of growing food. If you're not going to eat it, what's the point of growing food? Grow flowers, something that's beautiful. But if you're not going to eat the food, don't grow the food, because you have to look after them. You don't just put them in the ground and they do their thing. You actually have to look after them. Okay, let me show you the army. You see, the ants are actually farming the aphids. They're protecting them from people like me who will kill them, because they release a sugary substance that the ants feed on. So they're protecting the aphids, and the aphids are eating the plants. So it's a win-win game for them, not for us, for them. However, like I said last week, I don't mind them. I'll leave them for now. That looks like leaf miner damage. I need to research that, because that could be a problem next to all the charge. But I'll need to research that. But all in all, I'm happy with these plants. I'm even happy that there are flowers. I'll need to pin them back a bit more, because I want to make sure that the pollinators can see the flowers and actually go in and pollinate them, because that's how we'll get the fruits. Otherwise, I'll need to come by and then do the pollination myself, which I don't really want to do, because the whole point of having a garden that thrives sustainably is that it thrives without a lot of inputs from myself. The only inputs that I really do is feeding, because they're in pots and they can't extract the nutrients from the ground as if they were in soil. So I'll feed them, I'll water them when they need it. But in terms of pollination, in terms of growing, in terms of thriving, I trust the plants. God has created them to do just what they need to do. So they will do that. They don't need me to babysit them. They will do that. I mean, look at this one. This is the loganberry. The loganberry. I keep wanting to say loganberry. Hiya, you okay? Yeah? Oh, good. So this is the loganberry. So last week we didn't have any flowers. I think we had one or two, but now look at them, they're all coming out. So I knew that they will come out after the tabering, but look, they're now coming out. The leaves are greening up as well. Beautiful. So this area is going to be like bramble heaven. I might extend the trellising up a little bit by the shed, but like I said, I just thought of that now. So no plans have been set in stone, but that's what I might do, just to give the plants more room to spread and vine out. The blackberry is also filling out. This is not a blackberry, this is a loganberry. But the blackberry is also filling out. You can see the new growth here. So I'm fine with the blackberry, because I know everything will be fine with it. It's a bramble. It takes over everything. It's still taking over down there. Look at the hostas as well. So good. Still taking over, but I don't think this is leaf miner, you know. I think it's something else. It might be like an animal crawling over it, but I don't think it's leaf miner, because leaf miner is usually not as vibrant. Like, you don't see like a white streak, you just see the leaf. You see it mainly inside the leaf. But it's okay, I'll keep an eye on it. So the rhubarb that I harvested is growing again for us. So this is the second year that it's actually growing, so that's why I harvested it this year. I think I harvested only one stalk last year, but this year I decided to harvest. I've harvested 4 so far. So I'll leave it alone for now and keep harvesting as it grows, and then leave it alone. I believe the advice is after June. Don't harvest after June so that it can focus on growing. So I'll do that. The raspberries, look at guys, they've almost taken over the pots. Look at that. This is just in 1 week. They've almost taken over the pots, and there's lots of new growth underneath. Let's go in and have a look. Hold on. Lots of new growth underneath. There's some weeds as well in here, but I'm not too bothered because I will come in later and then weed all of this. The leaves, I'm very tempted to use them for tea, but I'm going to leave them alone for now. As the plant gets bigger and gets ready to flower, I'll then use some of the leaves. I know this is the prime moment for me to harvest the leaves for tea, but I don't want to. I just want the plant to, like I said, I like leaving the garden to do its thing, because the reason why the plant is so bushy, the reason why it needs all these leaves is because it's trying to grow. So if I come in and harvest lots of leaves off it, the plants get stressed and saying what's happening. It might not focus so much. It will grow, because usually if you prune, it gets it to grow bigger and better and from the sides, but I don't want to do that. I just want it to grow a bit more, and then later on, once it's stable, then I'll harvest. Then it will shock it and be like, whoa, then it'll start growing more and get bigger and bushier. But for now, I'm gonna leave these babies to get bigger for me. Moving on to the hosta. You know, last week these hadn't even opened yet, but look at them now. Look at them now, guys. And they're a vegetable, like I said last time. You can eat them. However, I love the flowers. They're one of the only perennial flowers. Actually, they're the only perennial. No. The mock orange. I said it right. I didn't say morning glory, guys. First time. I had to take my time though. But the mock orange and this hosta are the only flowers I have in the garden. The front garden, I have the rhododendrons and the smoke bush, but here I only have my hostas and my mock oranges. That's why I plant a lot of annual flowers, so when the season goes, or as the season goes on, you'll see all the flowers that I'm going to incorporate into the garden. I usually put them besides the pot. So for example, I might put some in not the raspberry, but all the tomatoes with the basil. I might have calendula, I might have marigold. I'll try and grow the poached eggplant again. Just have flowers dotted here, there and everywhere. But the permanent ones, just this hosta. I did have a heuchera, but when I was touching it this spring, early on in the season, I realized that the roots had rotted. So when I touched it, it just all came out. So my heuchera's gone, but it's okay. Other things are growing. Let's move on to our beauty. Our fig that we discovered last time. I can't wait to eat you with some honey. Or if you're sweet on your own, I'll just eat you like that. You see, this is what I do when I break things. Let me stop. You see, I just go and touch plants and I break them. I should stop doing that. But I'm looking forward to you in the season. Can't wait. So that's the fig. Let me stop serenading the fig and move on, because I can feel a droplet of rain. This could potentially be fig. We'll see. When it comes to fruit trees, I'm good with veggies and fruit bushes, but when it comes to fruit trees, I'm still learning. I'm learning a lot. So I'm still learning what's going on with these figs. They look like the buds of figs. They don't look like leaves. So I'll wait, because this, you see, that's the leaf right there. They could be leaves. I'll see. We'll see. We'll see together. We'll see what happens together. This one is also producing little buds there. I think they're figs, you know, guys. I think they're figs. But yet again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But not really a lot of leafage. They've already started coming out, but not too bushy. But towards the end of the season, especially in the summer, the leaves are sometimes palm sized. They're so big. They don't look like much right now, but trust me, they're going to get big and bushy. And I'll show you that as well. So I've just come to the back and look at Jenny. Jenny, oh, you see, always. Look at Jenny. She is thriving. Don't know if I'll get anything, but like I said, I need to feed them. So my priority this year will be feeding. I need to sit back and research what she needs, because she needs help. She needs my help, and I need to help her. So I'll research what she needs. The grapes as well, they're also starting to bud. Look at that. But I haven't trellised them yet. This is an issue because they're just sprawling everywhere. That's not good. So when it's warmer, I need to come out here, spend some time with the bamboo that I bought, and just trellis the grapes, so that once the leaves come out, they have some support, and then they can cling to, like you see this, they like to cling, so they need support. Really, I need to support them. Look at the Braeburn. How pretty are these blossoms? Oh my goodness. Oh, so pretty. And I love that they've started blooming at the same time as that gorgeous crabapple. Look at how many blooms and potential crabapples are on there. So happy. I did not have this last year. I feel so blessed. Look at the abundance over there. So once they are there and blooming, and these are also blooming, the pollinators might, you know, interchange and pollinate this one, spread some pollen somewhere else. I know they're different. They're apples, sure, but it's crabapple and a regular apple, an eaten apple. I don't know how well the cross-pollination will work. I don't know if they'll be able to. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm overthinking it, because at the end of the day, nature always does what nature does. And last year we didn't have any crab apples, but I still harvested apples from this plant. I might also find a way to secure this branch, because as you can tell, it's very limp. It's not as sturdy as the rest, and I don't want the apples to break as the season goes on. So I might find like maybe a chopstick and use it to hold the branch until it fills out a bit. We'll see. The pears, look at that. So last year, this is what I saw, and I got super excited. There were lots of fruits. However, the plant, I don't know if it's a pollination issue or it doesn't have enough nutrients, but it will drop its fruit if it doesn't feel like happy enough. These still look good. Is that one falling? No, they still look good. The plant is still hanging on to them, but if it drops its fruit like the cherry tree has done, you just see that one day you come out and there'll be fewer and fewer of these fruitlets. See, that is the pear right there. That's the pear. So the fewer fruitlets they are, it means that the plant doesn't think it can actually grow all of the pears, so it will just drop them. I've realized that because they're in containers as well, they need me, basically. And I know this, but it's that dichotomy between they need me, but they know what to do. So I need to find that balance this year, and I think the balance will come from feeding. The nettles that I harvested as well, they're growing even more. So I need to come back and give these another harvest. I've got some nettle tea in the fridge that we've been using for teas, but I need to come back and just harvest them for soups, maybe to put inside stews as well. Funnily enough, they sting. However, when you put water on them, the sting disappears. So I soaked them in salty water and the sting just disappeared, which made me so happy. So I'll definitely come and harvest those. This mock orange loves it back here. I think it's because it's by the wall, and maybe any kind of heat that is in the wall is radiating to it, because it has grown so beautifully compared to the ones in the front yard. It really, really, really loves it here, and I keep it here because it brings the pollinators in and it keeps the aphids off the plants. As you can see, there's a ladybird just there. Maybe got a snack on an aphid. Look, it's even bringing out flowers. That is beautiful. Is that a flower set? It looks like it. The ones in the front yard don't look like this at all, so I'm very, very happy with that. The purple or red dead nettle still going strong. I haven't harvested them yet because I'm just leaving it for the bees, like I said. This is a leek from last year. I'm going to leave it to grow, see what happens. But I do need to come and remove this soon, because the cherry, oh guys, I can cry, but I won't. The cherry has dropped a lot of its fruits. I have removed the 2 mutant ones as well, so the plant doesn't think, oh, we're cool, let's just keep growing these mutant ones that I won't be able to eat. I've removed them. And compared to last week, this is what we have. So we have one there. I can barely find them now, which, oh, look at this. It's a little fly. I love all the insects as well, and having the camera gets me very close to them. That's pretty. So yeah, I can barely find cherries now, which is very sad actually. Oh, I found two, look. There's one there, amazing, and there's another one there. So happy with that. But the fact that I can only find 3, and maybe because they're green as well, I pray that once they ripen, I get to see more of them. And like I said, I need to feed them. I might remove the dead nettle because it's probably stealing nutrients from the tree, and then I will feed them. I'll buy some feed maybe tomorrow and just, yeah, give them a good feed. And look at the crabapple from the back. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. I love it. I love it so much. It's so pretty. So pretty. Even though I've potentially lost the cherry harvest, I don't mind because I can see a couple on there. So I'm still happy that at least we'll have something. I just wish we had more. And it's just one of those things that I love growing in containers. I really do. They give me the convenience, they give me the peace of mind. I can control the environment. However, it just makes me think these plants will be happier in the ground. But what can I do? This is my circumstance for now. I'm grateful that I even have them. And I'm grateful that I've seen a really big one. Guys, look at this beauty. Oh my goodness. Can you guys see it? Let me not touch it so it doesn't fall. Wow, so excited. I need to get some food for these plants. Oh, even if we just get that one, just that one, I'll be so happy. My husband and I will share it. Just one. Oh, well done. Keep going, plants. Good job. I'm so proud of you. Yay. Oh, I'm so happy with it. Honestly, just seeing that huge cherry has cheered me up immensely. Okay, let's go to the front garden. Whee! I feel like Maria in The Sound of Music when she was on that hill. The weather has changed, so let's go to the front garden. And I'll come back inside and show you the seedlings, and then come and eat my food. Let's do this. Look at this gorgeous sakura, the beautiful cherry blossom over there. And the gorgeous petals that just line our streets whenever the wind blows. How beautiful is that? So pretty. And voila, look at the change already, guys. So much has happened. So much has happened. So the herb Robert is still growing strong. Like I said, I'm going to harvest these later on for the mouthwash. We're still going through it, so that's fine. The rhododendrons are coming out. These are so pretty, but they're very short-lived, so I'm so excited to see them. Look at how beautiful that bloom is. And the striking yellow that they give off is just, it's so divine. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Oh, look at the petals blowing. Look at that. So pretty. The smoke bush as well. The color is coming out. These are a beautiful burgundy, very rich, deep red. Oh, like a wine. So gorgeous. So beautiful. And you can see the little flowers. Let me show you here. Oh, that's better. So these will come out and be fluffy. They will bloom and just, they feel like bristles. So gorgeous, honestly. Look, there's some more here as well. If I get a bit closer, there you go. And then moving on to the rhododendron luteum, another one. So this one grows a little bit differently from that one. As you can see, that one just sprawls out. I love the structure of both of them, that's why I got them. But this one has leaves that spike up like this. Stunning. However, this one, what I've realized is that it doesn't have as much leafage. It has mainly flowers, so all these little pods of flowers, and they bloom just as beautifully as the other one. And the Mahonia is going strong. I still haven't looked. I said I'll look to see what I can use these for. I still haven't looked, but I'm sure I can use them for something. Oh, I need to come back and prune that, otherwise it'll hurt me. But look at this central gorgeous yellow. It looks so tropical. I love it. So beautiful. And the baby that's growing, look, still very soft. It hasn't hardened up yet because it's still quite young, so I'll leave it alone. Look at these morning glory. No, you see, it's happened again. The mock oranges, they are not as full as the one in the back, and I think it's because of the position. So that side gets a lot more sun, this side doesn't. I love them out here because they give a nice beautiful color to this side of the garden, but this year I might just move them to the back so that they can flourish. They do need bigger pots as well, like I've already mentioned, but that is a project for later on in the season or possibly next year. But I'm very happy with those. All in all, we've still got some more herb Roberts. I still haven't had a chance to come out and clean here just yet because it's not warm enough. That's the only reason, but at least everything is thriving and I'm grateful for that. Let's go upstairs to see the seedlings. Voila! So this is a mess because yesterday I was actually repotting all the seedlings. I watered these this morning, bless them, they're reaching for the light. One of my goals today is to put them in bigger pots, but I'll do that later on, either tomorrow or today. Today is actually my rest day, so after I rest a little bit, I will then transplant these. But these are the egg cartons after use. What I realized is that they're very good to start the seedlings, but you need to transplant them quickly because they don't have enough depth at the root level and they just start becoming like root bound or pot bound. So I need to get some proper seedling tray. So I'll just come upstairs. I'm just out of breath. I'm working on my fitness, but boy, Woo! It as well. Yes, so I need to get better pots, but that's an investment that I will consider later on in the season. For now, I'm happy. Seeds, all they really need is something to grow in, like a soil, or it depends on the seed, but soil, water, lights. And if there's like fertilizer, or if there's some kind of nutrient in the soil, even better, it will grow healthily and happily. So the pot that they grow in is not really much of a concern. However, because I'm cultivating these, I need to consider the pots they grow in. So for example, the tomatoes, I had to move them from the, oh look at them, so cute. I had to move them from the egg containers because they need something deep so they can extend into. Look at that spider, look at that cheek. I don't even know what I've done with it now, I might have fallen. Anyway, I'll come back. But they need something deeper, so I've had to transplant them here. I've only filled the pots halfway as well. And then, because it's April, so what will happen is that soon I will just put them in the garden anyway, so they don't need lots of soil because they're going to be transplanted soon. So I've got a courgette that came up. Let me start with these actually. So these are all named. They're all like this. So I went a bit crazy. No, I didn't go crazy. I experimented. There we go. You have to speak life to yourself, guys. Speak life. So these are Market Mall cucumbers, cucamelons, white wonder cucumbers, Cornichon du Paris cucumbers, and Bolognese squash. I've already got 3 courgettes. This is the Bolognese that have come up for me. And I know I'm risking it, planting more, but I can give them away. And I want to stock our freezers for this winter so that we don't have to be supplementing with shop-bought fruits, well, no, shop-bought vegetables, especially courgettes, because they're very expensive in the shop. They're like £2 for, or £2.50 for just like a couple of small ones like this. And in my family, we will eat that for one meal. So it doesn't make financial sense to pay for that, because we'll just finish it so quickly. So we've got more sowings here from yesterday, more sowings here. These are the pepper sowings from yesterday. And we also have some kale. I've planted so many kale. I know this is like a pot. This is what I did last year. So I broadcasted in the pots and that really worked for me. I've planted so many. You don't know how many kale I've planted. Like all this is kale. And I just poured out the seeds in my hand and just sprinkled. So there's so many there. I've got some spinach, perpetual spinach, some physalis as well. That's Cape gooseberry. All these back here are basil. So those two in here are basil. All of these plants back here are basil. That's more kale right there. And this is also kale. That's the precoce and that's the curly kale, the scarlet. These two are calendula. The two at the back there are calendula as well. And let's just pause this just to say I'm so proud of myself for actually knowing what these are. You know, I'm so happy that I've got to the stage as a gardener where I can tell what plants are by the seeds and the leaves. I'm so happy. That brings me a lot of joy. Yeah, just a proud moment for myself there. I'm really happy about that. So these are tomatoes. These 5 over here are tomatoes. These 2 are aubergines over there. Got some more aubergines here, 4 here, and then tomatoes. These are beans, and these are my 3rd sowing of beans this year. The other 2 have rotted, and I'm just going to leave them alone. That is my plan. Oh, is that, no, that's not coming out. That's just a white bean. I really want to grow beans, but they're not working. And I think it's because I'm overwatering them. So I'm just going to leave them alone. I've watered everything else, but I've left the beans alone because I don't want to mush them up again. So these are the other 2 Bolognese courgettes. They're growing nicely. These 3 are melons, Petit Gris de Rennes, These two are butternut squash. I mean, this leaf is really going back, but I know that it's growing in the middle, so I'm not too worried. I might need to move it from the window though, because it might be getting like sun scald, but I'm okay for now. And then these three are not market more, Cornichon de Paris cucumbers. So yeah, these are the seedlings. I still have more that I want to sow in this packet. So this is a late season succession sowing. So I've got more butternut squash in there. I've got kohlrabi. What else do we have here? Turnips. So that's for late in the season. This is half of everything that I've sown so far. This is, no, actually a third. So this is another third. And I have another bag somewhere of the rest. So, oh, part of these sowings are flowers as well. So I think it's this one that has the flowers. Yeah, so I've got nasturtiums, I've got, so the Empress and Alaska and peach nasturtiums. I've got Limanthus, which is the poached egg. I've got marigolds and echinacea. So yeah, I'm very happy with these sowings. We'll see what happens to them as the season progresses. So just before I make coffee and relax, just show you the peppers. See, they are looking so good. We've even had some flowers bloom. We have some some leaves dying back as well, but I'm not too worried. I'm just going to shake the plant because peppers can pollinate by the wind. So you just shake it and then the pollen drops down the flower. I've already shook it for this one, but that second one just opened today. So I'm just happy that this project worked over winter. Once it hits the 1st of May, these are going outside. They're not going to be living on our countertop anymore. I'm going to move them both outside so that they can actually get adjusted to our seasons, the weather, rain, everything. And then they will start fending on their own and grow big and bushy and ready for us to harvest. It looks like the rains, the skies are ready to pour out again. The rains are coming. Look at the garden from here. What a beautiful view. That is the view I love. So pretty. Just seeing all of that in the summer. Even now, it's gorgeous. In the summer when there's so many fruits, how can you not open the door to go outside when you see that? So beautiful. I'll do the windows as well, but that's another task for another day. Look at this, gorgeous. A bit of the coffee. Coffee. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As you can tell, I've already changed to my loungewear. that plain. I've already changed to my loungewear. The weather's gone cold again. The rain looks like it's spitting, so definitely time to go back inside. I've made myself a coffee. Just need to spend time with husband, chat to mum, just relax. And then my food, my lunch, I'll have it later because I want to warm up a bit. Thank you so much for joining me in the garden this week as well. I'm sure you've seen all the changes that have happened, and I know that next week you'll see even more changes. Like I said last video, this time of the year so much happens, you wouldn't believe it. Let me know what you're growing. Let me know if you're noticing changes in your garden. If you've seen anything in the video that I can improve on, please do let me know in the comments. We can have a conversation about it. I can learn from you, and hopefully you've learned from me as well. Thank you for today. Like I said, I'm still wearing slippers, so I'll need to get my body inside, enjoy this coffee and rest. See you later. God bless. Thank you for joining me in the garden. Bye.